So the involvement of the political and the police leadership of Mumbai in the 92-93 riots now coming under scrutiny after this CNN-IBN special report. Well, joining us now is someone who knew a thing or two of what happened in those terrible days. The former Maharashtra Chief Minister Manohar Joshi, he was Chief Minister when the Srikrishna Commission report findings were scrapped. He was also a former Lok Sabha Speaker. He's now a Shiv Sena MP. Thanks very much, Mr. Joshi, for joining us. You were responsible for not acting on the Srikrishna Commission report. Do you have any regrets? The police and political leadership is being exposed and yet you chose not to act against them.
It is not true that no action was taken against the police. The action was taken against the police to a certain extent. And the report in general was not accepted by the assembly.
Mr. Joshi, only one police officer has been dismissed. We are coming back to that. 31 police officers were transferred, and you call that action against police officers. Why was no one convicted, despite their obvious communal bias?
You see, it is not clearly proved that the police were responsible for all this. I have read the witnesses of the police and also gone through the report of Srikrishna in detail. And the decision which was taken was not by me. It was taken by the assembly. There was a debate for 2 days.
So you were Chief Minister.
After 2 days debate, no, please let me complete.
Yes.
If after 2 days, if the House is convinced that for some reasons there is no necessity of acting on the report and they took the action what was necessary, I think we all should respect the sentiments of the representatives of the people.
Mr. Joshi,
they have given this.
Mr. Joshi, Mr. Sarpotdar has now admitted here on camera that he has no regrets with what happened. He admits that he was carrying an illegal weapon in a denotified area, yet the cases against him were dropped. No action was taken because he was a Shiv Sena leader. You used your political clout to make sure that no politician was targeted.
That's not the reason. We had the instruction from the then Prime Minister to reopen this Srikrishna report, and therefore it was reopened. Otherwise, we always felt that such reports, after long debates, they create another communal tensions, and we never wanted a riot between Hindus and Muslims.
The specific question, the Srikrishna report in fact says that you actually rang up a police station to try and get out a Shiv Sena leader. You used your political influence. It also says that you, along with other leaders, in a sense, were responsible for creating this atmosphere in which riots took place in 92-93. Now, no riots may have taken place when you were Chief Minister, but riots took place in 92-93 and your name is involved. Is that the reason why you decided to scrap the report?
Then, not at all. That's not the reason. The reason is very simple. We do not like to create again and again communal tensions. And if the Congress party was interested in having the report completely implemented, they would have done it during their tenure.
Mr. Joshi, 900 people died in Mumbai over those 2 phases of riots. You don't think anyone should be convicted? You don't think either the police officers or the politicians should take any responsibility? Even today, after the CNN-IBN report.
I have read the witnesses of the police, and in most of the places the police have said that it was the other community which was aggressive.
You don't think Mr. Manohar Joshi, Mr. Bal Thackeray, Mr. Madhukar Sarpotdar should take any responsibility? RTI shows that all cases against Mr. Thackeray have been dropped. You don't think any of the Shiv Sena leaders need to take any responsibility for their involvement in the riots?
Question of my thinking does not arise.
Yes.
The report was kept before the House, and the Assembly, which is the elected body, agrees that this report has not to be taken into consideration further.
No question of reinvestigation,
reopening of cases. The report is not a judgment. Please let me tell you, report is not a judgment.
Okay.
It is not a judgment from Honorable Srikrishna.
Okay, so at the end...
That is what he thought, and the superior authority was the Assembly, which took a decision in their own wisdom.
Okay.
How can you blame the Assembly?
So even today you are rejecting the report. So even today, after these findings, after these reports, you are rejecting the Srikrishna report.
The privilege notice? Why at no time the privilege notice was moved in the House by the Congress party?
Okay.
If they are not happy.
Okay.
Why was it not done?
Okay, Mr. Manohar Joshi, I think you've had your say. I think you've made it very clear. As far as you're concerned, you believe you have no blood on your hands when it comes to scrapping the Srikrishna Commission report. So Manoj Joshi, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you.
But it's not just the Shiv Sena that has to answer tough questions. What about the Congress NCP government, which repeatedly has said that they will implement the Srikrishna Commission report? Back to you, Ruksh Chatterjee, because I believe you were and your colleagues in Mumbai spoke to Vilas Rao Deshmukh.
That's correct, Rajdeep. We've heard Manoj Joshi. Now let's listen to the present Chief Minister, Vilas Rao Deshmukh. Our political editor, Rohit Chandavarkar, just spoke to him.
There are only 31 police officers about which commission has said that inquiry should be made. And all those 31 cases have been tackled by the STF and proper actions have been taken. Some of the cases have been filed in the court. Some of them are still pending. Some of them have been, court has given some decision. So it is not that we are not tackled 31 officers which have been mentioned in the Srikrishna Commission report. Now, when we talk about this special court, there is regarding the all pending, there are about 300 pending cases in various courts till today, which have been filed at the time of riot, and they had to be expedited. And that's the reason we have accepted, we have written to the High Court, and we have set up a committee under Additional Chief Secretary Home. They will scrutinize the cases, and they will send these cases to the special court. So that continuous hearing will be there. We'll put some good public prosecutors, and we'll see that things get, early decisions.
The Congress NCP had promised in their manifesto, election manifesto, that they will implement Srikrishna Commission recommendations. That has not happened so far. What is your reaction?
That is to say, in most of the things are, when we talk about not implementing the Srikrishna report, is a misinformation. I mean, STF has done a lot, and we have said time and again, if anything is left, we are ready to relook into the whole thing. It's not that we have closed everything. And now the petition is also pending in the Supreme Court, and recent Supreme Court decision says that all petitioners should come forward, make a single affidavit saying that these are the cases which have been left out. And we'll respond to that affidavit once they file in the Supreme Court.
So on this CNN IBN special show, are you giving an assurance that government of Maharashtra is committed to what it said and it will be implemented, cases will be relooked into? Are you giving that assurance?
Absolutely, because it is a commitment given by the Congress and NCP at the time of election. We in 99, we reopened the whole Srikrishna repetition, which was rejected by the earlier government. And that is our commitment, and we'll see that whatever is necessary to be done, in whatever cases government is expected to relook, we will certainly do that. That is the commitment of the government.
Thank you, sir, very much. Thank you. That was Chief Minister Vilas Rao Deshmukh giving us the assurance that government will take the matter up and do whatever is required. Back to you, Ruksh.
Right, Ruksh there in Mumbai, but the big question now, will this report be acted upon? Will all the victims really get justice? The Maharashtra Chief Minister giving an assurance, but what will happen? What's the big national picture? Will this issue echo in the Supreme Court and in Parliament? Kapil Sibal and Harish Salve, two of the country's top lawyers, will join us in just a moment to answer the big questions that this investigation has raised. Much more on the stench of truth.